You know the ones. That couple on your social media feed. They've got the brand new kitchen, the perfect family SUV, photos from their third trip to Europe this year. On the outside, man, it looks like they have it all figured out. But there's this really uncomfortable truth that's hiding just outside the frame.
In this quote, it just gets right to the heart of it. You know, money is always one of the top reasons for divorce, but maybe not for the reasons you'd think. It's almost never one big, dramatic implosion. It's more of a slow burn, a whole series of these small, invisible decisions that feel totally normal at the time, until one day, they're just not. So today we're going to pull back the curtain on the 4 most common traps couples fall into, and more importantly, how the smart ones manage to avoid them.
So where does this financial destruction begin? Well, it often starts before the marriage certificate is even signed. It all kicks off with what we can call the spectacle start.
$35,000. Just let that sink in for a second. That's the average cost of an American wedding today. 35 grand for a single 6-hour party. And you have to understand, the wedding industry is an absolute master of emotional marketing. They convince couples that the price tag on their wedding is a direct reflection of their love for each other.
Now here's where it gets really wild when you look at the data. A study from Emory University found that couples who spend over $50,000 on their wedding are a staggering 46% more likely to get divorced than couples who keep it under $10,000.
So, the real trap here is this: starting your life together by either going deep into debt or completely draining your savings sets a really dangerous precedent. You are, quite literally, swapping years and years of financial security for one single day of performance. And the financial strain from that one day, it can echo through a marriage for years to come.
And you can see how this all starts to snowball, right? After the wedding, what's next? The house hunt. And this is where so many couples walk straight into the approved versus affordable trap.
So you go to a bank, you get that pre-approval letter, you see that big number and you think, awesome, that's what we can afford. But hold on, look at this comparison. A bank's definition of affordable cares about exactly one thing. What's the absolute maximum you can pay them every month without immediately going broke? It doesn't factor in daycare or saving for retirement or travel or, having an actual life.
And this mindset leads to a seriously dangerous new reality. Right now, owning a median-priced home in America eats up nearly 48% of the median household's income. Couples stretch themselves to their absolute limit for that dream home, and they become house poor. I mean, sure, they own the asset on paper, but in their actual day-to-day lives, they're drowning. They have zero buffer for a flat tire, let alone a real emergency.
So all this constant pressure to keep up appearances, it feeds directly into our third trap. And this one is a uniquely modern problem, fueled by that endless scroll. It's called money dysmorphia.
This is such a critical concept today. It's that knot you feel in your stomach when you see friends announce a huge kitchen remodel or post a picture of their brand new car, and you feel this deep, visceral pull to keep up. You end up financing an identity instead of actually building a life. And let me tell you, paying interest on other people's opinions is an incredibly expensive habit.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? You see that $800 a month car payment and you think, wow, that's a sign of success. But what do the truly wealthy do? Well, research shows that 61% of people earning over $250,000 a year drive Fords, Toyotas, and Hondas. They get it. They're focused on building wealth, not just showing it off.
But honestly, the most insidious trap of all, it isn't the wedding, it's not the house, it's not the car, it's internal. It's all about the unexamined beliefs and the toxic silence around money that couples bring into a relationship.
Just think about it for a second. We all grew up with these money scripts from our childhoods. Maybe your family never, ever talked about money, so to you it feels like this taboo subject. Or maybe your partner's family spent freely, so they see saving as a form of deprivation. And when these two different scripts collide, the easiest thing to do is just avoid it. But you can't fix a problem you refuse to even look at. You're basically trying to fly a plane in a storm with no instruments. By refusing to talk about it, your spending starts controlling you instead of the other way around. So, how do financially successful couples sidestep all of this? It's not about having more willpower, it's about having better architecture. They build a system that makes doing the right thing almost automatic. So let's look at a really simple but powerful blueprint for this. It's called the 15-50-20-15 rule. And here's how it works. First, 15% of your gross income. It goes directly and automatically to your future self. That's investments, retirement. You pay yourself first, before anyone else.
Next, you cap your essentials, housing, utilities, transportation at 50%. This has to be a hard line. Then, 20% is set aside for guilt-free lifestyle spending. This is so important, it's planned fun. And finally, 15% is dedicated to building a stability fund until you have at least 5 months of living expenses saved up. It's a system that takes all the day-to-day emotion and guesswork out of the equation.
You see, adopting a system like this is all about making a fundamental shift in your mindset, from performing wealth for other people to quietly building it for yourselves. And it all starts by letting go of the pressure and, more importantly, the shame.
Look, if any of these traps felt a little uncomfortably familiar, I want you to know you are not alone. Not even close. 74% of Americans have a major financial regret. You are in the vast majority. The goal isn't to be perfect overnight. It's just to be intentional starting today.
And that right there is the core takeaway. The real difference between couples who build wealth and those who stay stuck in that fake rich cycle, it isn't their income, it's their behavior. It's about swapping those emotional, reactive decisions for a calm, deliberate system that guides them towards security. Ultimately, it all boils down to this one powerful question. Is your goal to perform wealth or to build it? Answering that honestly and together is the first real step toward a lifetime of genuine, quiet wealth.